Okay, Reggie, before we get into today's segment, is there anything you want to speak on or talk about?
Oh man, just glad this time of the year, y'all. It's happy. It's my favorite sports time. Y'all know I'm a big sports guy, and you got the college football going on in this prime, NFL going on, Dodgers in New York about to start the World Series. Y'all know I picked this on Sunday, so I'm not 100% sure, but pretty sure the Dodgers are gonna pull it out this week. And then my favorite time starts up on Tuesday. That's why I'm wearing my Lakers shirt. Just to show y'all the Lakers and Minnesota Timberwolves. And then New York and Boston gonna start off the season. It's for real now, starting Tuesday. So yeah, so y'all know your boy be doing his gambling on his DraftKings. So y'all leave me alone on Instagram doing the time when no games going on. But other than that, Big John, you know what I want to put out? What y'all think? Who gonna win it this year? Put it in the comment section. Whoever my sports fan is over here, and so we can talk about it. I'm rooting for the Ant-Man this year for some reason. I've been watching that series called The Starting Five that LeBron James and them did on Netflix. If y'all got y'all need a binge watch something for about 6 hours, check that out. I watched that all Saturday night, and it's a good little show. But I'm kind of gonna root for Ant-Man this year, y'all. Not to beat the Lakers, but just him individually. But y'all tell me who y'all favorite player and who y'all think gonna win the NBA this year. And other than that, John, let's get going, buddy.
Okay, so another week, more victims have come out. This time against Diddy, a 16-year-old kid, a male, came out and said that he went to one of the white parties and he was talking to Diddy. He said he wanted to try to break into the music industry, and Diddy said you got to do some things to make that happen. Did you see this, and do you have any thoughts about it?
Yeah, I saw that particular lawsuit. It's unfortunate, yeah, that oh man, that if this is true, y'all, I've been re-listening to myself a lot lately and listening to a lot of things, and I know Diddy has an issue, y'all. I just one of those that don't want to believe people were going around doing stuff like that and allowing things happen to them. I just hate when people, if I do something to you and you come out right away and talk about it, but then you just come out and talk about it because I don't know. I have an issue with it. With people that come out 10 years later, 5 years later, or whatever, claiming to be victims. But 16-year-old kid, we know it's possibly true. I'm still one that tell y'all, and one Suge Knight told y'all on his podcast about, and I agree because y'all heard me say it before as well. When you have the learned behaviors and how hurt people like to hurt people, we got to kind of believe that this is how he believed Clyde Davis and them brought him into the business, and so he learned this stuff, and so I believe that's how he was doing that to people. Now, it'd be interesting when I see the guys from the Making in the Band and all of that, Chopper and all of those dudes, if they come out and start making allegations or stuff like that, because that's how they got brought into the game, right? I know a couple of the females in the groups. That's how they kind of got their break, and Cassie and stuff. So I know he's big on that. It's obviously he's big on that. It's just 16-year-olds. We done heard all the stuff that allegedly happened to Usher. How Diddy was pretty much every chance he got threatening the beef. He would be telling him. I saw an interview where he told him he knows not to be talking about anything that goes on at my house. Talking about Justin Bieber or the Bee, whatever y'all call him, whatever his correct name is. Y'all know how I mess up people's names. So Stuff like that's going to hurt y'all boy Diddy, y'all. And that's what's going to get his bills and stuff like that denied, because these type of victims, and this is why I told y'all, they wanted Diddy in jail. So people like this can start coming out and they can go and investigate it. There are going to be some things that we're going to turn out, a lot of people going to be full of shit. I believe 70% of the people is going to be full of shit, to be honest. But it only takes one to get about 15 or 20 years. 2 to 3 get the man life. Now, do y'all forgive Diddy if this is a learned behavior? Y'all got to remember, Diddy was a grown man when he started doing this stuff. When he learned this from allegedly Andre Harrell or L.A. Reid or Clive Davis or any of them, he was a grown man. So we got to be careful of giving passes of that way. Did he ever do anything to his son? His sons, when they had those allegations, when they were, doing to females and stuff like that, how did he deal with those situations? All of that y'all gonna have to watch, and we're gonna have to sit by and see. And that would be my kind of take on it. But all signs is pointing to Diddy is not only a pedophile, but he was which I remember a year ago this time, all of y'all was saying, oh, all the allegations was just against females, everybody. And I told y'all back then, boys gonna start coming out. Men gonna start coming out. Because we've been hearing about the allegations in the business. Y'all just haven't heard about it. Peace.
For the people that, I know you've talked about that you don't like when people come out of nowhere and bring up stuff that happened a long time ago. Do you feel like any of that's part of what we're now learning, where people, did police reports, or they felt like maybe he had so much power over them that now that he's locked up, they feel confident that they could come out?
Well, I've been kind of hesitant to saying this word because I hate people throwing this out. But there's a situation that's going on that went on in Oakland, right? And there's this attorney I've been talking about, Miss Kidd, where she said that she filed a police report, or her victim filed a police report in 2018 in Oakland, or up in that area, in the Northern California area. And she said that nothing ever happened with that police report. And she went down and filed a police report. And now they acting like they can't even find the police report, or she hoping to get it real soon. But the allegations were made in 2018. And it got kicked aside. Y'all, I hate to be saying it. Gene Deal has told us, a lot of people have said it, but it's coming out that it's obvious Puffy is some type of informant, y'all. Got to be. Got to be. For all of these cases to get kicked aside, for police reports to be filed, and him never to be brought in and questioned about it, somebody was protecting Diddy. Not going with y'all about this Illuminati stuff and high power and all of that. But he had some agent or handler that was helping him tremendously. And so I remember when people were accusing Jay-Z of being the one that snitched on them about, when they were all trying to, when Irv Gotti and Shug and Jake, what was his name, Lil J, was trying to set up the label and stuff like that. I wouldn't be surprised now if Puffy was always that leak on stuff like that. And they had him and they were using him for stuff. Why would somebody cover up? Because y'all got to remember, even that's for cops. And women abusers and elder abusers and child abusers and people like that, they hate more than anything. And so it'd be shocking to me to learn that a cop was covering up Diddy and these and stuff like that for whatever he was snitching on or informant on. But I'm starting to be like y'all. I'm starting to believe there's something higher going on. More and more stuff come out on this investigation. I'm starting to lean you guys' way. And so it wouldn't, and I always told y'all, what I tell y'all, when a cop get tired of their informant, or when they about to retire, or they about to leave, they have their boys institutionalizing their snitch. Because a cop hates a rat more than anything. I'm telling y'all, I used to shoot rats off of my fucking clothesline, off the telephone poles when I was a kid growing up. And so a rat is the lowest thing that you can be. And cops hate them too. They just tolerate them to get what they need done. But John, if you could tell us the name of the victim in that particular case so people will know it, I'll appreciate it. If you have it handy. If not, we'll post it.
The name is Ashley Parham. And she also claims, Reggie, and I know we touched on it briefly, but that she did a FaceTime with Diddy at one point from like a bar, and he was somewhere else, and she said that she didn't really like him because she thought he had something to do with Tupac's passing. And then, a couple weeks later, she ended up in a house with him unexpectedly, and then she became a victim. And one of the things she said is something you spoke about in recent weeks, was that baby oil was spiked with something. Did you see that?
I do remember hearing that, and I do remember reading that. And that's the victim I've been talking about with the attorney, Miss Kidd, for a while. That's up north. And that's going to be explosive when that come out. But I'm mainly taking this, and I want to know what cop was assigned this in 2018, and why did he elect to kick this under the rug? That's what I want to see. That Tupac stuff, yeah, and that's why I tell y'all that his lady, that's his what is it? Because she was the one that I think was involved in that as well. His chief of staff. I think she's the lady that called her over to the house and had her come to the house where they set her up to come to the house, and then he raped her with or he sexually assaulted her with a TV remote. And I just show y'all that his hate for Tupac was real. Just because someone speak on you like that, for you to go and attack her like that. Hope this all get investigated.
Okay. You had spoken in the past on Tyrin Turner. I saw that he did a response to Jaguar Wright's claim that Jamie Foxx used to host gay basketball games and that he was in attendance or something like that. Did you see anything new with Tyrin Turner, and do you have any opinions?
Oh, man. I got a truce with Tyrin Turner. I actually talked to Tyrin on the phone a few times, and I started to kind of like Tyrin. And so I don't want to touch on it too much. It's unfortunate if you listen to that particular interview, and hopefully, Tyron, if you hear this interview, you want to reach out, because I film a little more often than Art does. You want to come over here and clear it all? But dog, in that interview, you came off as guilty as a you came off so suspect to me, and I don't believe it. I don't believe Jamie was there at this particular basketball game, like you said. Yeah, that's all I'm gonna say on this. But Jaguar Wright might have been on to something on this one, y'all. And y'all know I hate giving Jaguar Wright any type of credit. If y'all believe in and look at, y'all know how you always said, I always tell y'all motherfuckers need to be working for the FBI or something. If y'all look at his body language and his response to that particular video. One thing about Tyrin that you're going to learn, and as you see, he kind of speaks the truth. I would have just straight out been like, no, it didn't happen. Move on. Go to the next question. But he went all the way around it and told it and said Jamie definitely wasn't there, but we was playing horse. And then he added the females in towards the end. And so, yeah, I'll just say, y'all, the record stand for what my video I posted about a year ago about Tyrin and Jamie. And that's all I'm going to say on that particular subject. But the question that I wished my boy Art and I were still communicating with each other, if I knew he was about to do that interview, I would have told Art, make sure you ask your boy Tyrin, because this is going on. I don't know if it's leaked yet, if it's been out there, but y'all know I got sources. Y'all know I got contacts, right? Jamie Foxx family reported this shit. What happened to Jamie to the FBI, naming Diddy some type of suspect in this case, y'all, for what's going on with Jamie's body. And I wish Tyrin would have verified it, because Tyrin don't know how to lie. His body language would have gave us the truth on it. And my only reason for bringing it up is because, and I hate being a conspiracy. And y'all just don't know how much I hate being a conspiracy, because this shit is all conspiracy. But how did Kim Porter supposedly get sick from pneumonia? Oh, man. Now, Kim Porter was a druggie. I know it's bad talking about a dead person. Kim just used to lay up in the house, fucked up daily. Anybody that knows her, they know I ain't lying on her. She had major drug issues. But with all this that's going on now, that's coming out, and if Jamie got in his bloodstream the same thing that Kim Porter got or had in her bloodstreams, and they could prove that from coroner reports, man, Puffy might be going to jail for murder. That's what a Homeland Security, a major FBI agent, a U.S. attorney should be assigned to. Checking Jamie Foxx blood, checking Kim Porter blood. Because that cyanide, it's a drug out there that's a cyanide that makes you seem like you have the effects of pneumonia, which they're alleging that Kim died from. And we believe that's what got Jamie sick. I don't know, y'all. I ain't here for snitching or telling. I ain't no law enforcement officer no more. But if a good cop is listening, you want a star in your hat, in your cap, investigate that. This is from a street cop in Compton that solved a lot or was involved in a lot of different homicides. Seen a lot of stuff that happened. Because I know y'all get 1 or 2 or 3 in y'all career. But I done sit and listen to Reggie Wright Sr. and Bobby Ladd, Fred Reynolds, and Timmy Brenner now, solving 80 to 90 a year or 2. investigate that.
Okay, Reggie, something kind of close to you is a Rolling Stone article that came out in regards to Suge Knight and him trying to get a new trial. Can you speak on the article and kind of break down what he's trying to do and if you agree with the stance that he's taking?
Yeah. All right, y'all. So it's been kind of kept quiet. They haven't been speaking on it. I even think this is why Suge Knight has even shut down his podcast. Because y'all don't know, he's coming up on a year. It was a year towards the sometime in the end of October when he started up his podcast. And so y'all notice he haven't did a podcast in about 4 to 5 weeks, right? So I'm really thinking he shut it down because Suge got 2 very, very important court dates coming up. One October the 30th and one in November the 12th or something like that. So these 2 court cases, one is about him trying to ask for a retrial, right? Because he's trying to go. Y'all remember I tried to tell y'all, I know they be listening to y'all boy Reggie, right? And I know y'all think Reggie make everything about him. But don't y'all remember me telling y'all about how if I was dealing with Shug and helping Shug out, how I'll be having him have his attorneys go and investigate how those 2 felonies strikes that he got was supposed to be kicked down to a misdemeanor, and how they dropped the ball and never took him and went back to court to get him dropped down from felonies to misdemeanor, and then he wouldn't have got those 2 strikes, and then he wouldn't have got the time double, and it wouldn't have got the extra 11 years. Y'all remember that, huh? I know y'all don't. Y'all go research it. Hopefully John will put it up, and then y'all go listen to that particular video. So somebody was listening. So they filed a hearing, and they filed in court to go and have that to go before the judge. And so that's going before the judge. I think the date on that one is November the 12th. But then he also has this hearing going on with this retrial for the Terry Carter family, right? And so that's supposed to be going before the judge for that case to start up. So they're trying to get all of that set aside, at least Terry Carter part, set aside until they get a hearing back or a decision back regarding his new motion to have his case set aside or to be able to retrial, which I think is a bad decision. I mean, because now you're gambling. I would be asking just to have those 11 years taken off. That would be all I wouldn't even be suggesting it get thrown back to be retried or to start all over, or lesser he done got the bone and his people done got the bone. And that's maybe why, because I couldn't stand for the life of me how niggas is at a funeral and letting Bone come to the funeral of Rocks just last week, and Bone walking around at that particular funeral and all of that, and all those niggas, those mob niggas and those looters niggas that was there that supposedly be on the phone with Shug and love Shug and all of that, and the nigga that went and got on the stand and testified against him is walking around at the funeral and it's all good. I didn't understand it. But now they maybe make sense to me. Hopefully, that's why they allowing this dude to come to funerals and stuff like that. When he got on the stand and testified, you disappear. For those of y'all don't know what you do in situations like that, you disappear. You don't get found. You don't get subpoenaed. But that's another subject. But my whole point is, maybe they got to him and he gonna change his tune when he gets on the stand this time and tell the truth about how he had a gun and all of that, and that's why Shug did whatever he did and reacted the way he did. Hopefully that's what's happening. But why take that chance if y'all ain't got him like that, Shug? whoever advising you, Shug, you don't want to retry. In this climate, what's going on? Man, you could get more time. They can find you more negligent or whatever. I know you probably saying this is a straight manslaughter, manslaughter, and the most you would have did probably would have got was 10 or 12 years, 15 years, and that's what you got. Okay, but do the other two cases go away? We know F. Gary Gray did what he was supposed to do. DA couldn't find him. He got out of Dodge. He was not getting subpoenaed. So we know he a writer. We know he know what to do. But does that female photographer know what to do? Because you still got to play with that. All I'm saying, though, is you don't want to retry. You don't want that going back to the courts in this era right now. Now, I know this DA that's in LA County right now is very liberal, and he's about to let the Menendez brothers out, and I even hear he's considering letting the nigga that killed the two Compton cops out, Regis Thomas, talking about he think he might have did enough time, which is crazy to me. But you want to take that chance, Shug? You better make sure whoever's telling you that they got Bone and Bone gonna play ball and come to court and say that is telling the truth. Because he didn't do it on the civil case just 2 years ago. Just don't want you to play with your life, bro. You are short. You got 10 years left. Why take a chance of getting that L? That's my advice to you. But anyway, hey, the main thing is, y'all pray for your boy Suge Knight. He got 2 hearings, those that care. Because as we see, Suge Knight wasn't a bad guy in his industry. For all you guys on the East Coast and all of that. Y'all see who the predator was. Who was the motherfucking asshole in this situation. But so I just ask for y'all to pray for those of y'all that want to pray for him, to give some shots out, because he got a big hearing coming up on the 12th of November, and he got another hearing. Hopefully that gets set aside, the one that they're trying to get set aside October the 30th for the civil part. Read it, check it out. Hopefully John will pin the article in the Rolling Stones that got leaked. Not a lot of people covering it right now because we all obsessed with who Diddy fucking raping or not these days. Peace.
Is it surprising to you, Reggie? You kind of touched on it, but is it surprising to you that for so many decades, Suge Knight had this giant image of being this super criminal and super gang member, and did all these horrific things apparently, and Diddy kind of always had this clean image, this businessman approach image, and now it's turning out that they were polar opposites. That like Diddy was the monster, whereas not saying Suge was the greatest person in the world, but he definitely wasn't on the level where people thought he was. What were your thoughts on that now that all this Diddy stuff is coming out more and more and more?
Well, the unfortunate thing with Suge is Suge got the bad rap of cheating his artists and stealing and beating his artists out of the money. Which y'all done find out when we done seen. Tell me one artist from the 90s that's rich off of the music business, that got the money that y'all think Tupac Shakur should have off the music business. Tell me one. One. You can't. They all made money doing other things in the movies, the clothing, or the liquor and stuff like that, or the beats by Dre and stuff like that is where they made their money at. And the shows, meaning the R&B guys like Chris Brown and 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 R. Kelly, and I don't even think R. Kelly money streams like that anymore. But they were the R&B guys, because they were always able to tour and sell out arenas, Usher and people like that. Ice Cube, music, but he also had the TV. That's where he'll tell you where most of his money come from. So my whole point is, and my only point is, that's what I always known Suge, and that's why y'all people hated Suge, because they always felt Suge beat people out of money. Which y'all just learning, y'all starting to see, when you only make $1 a record and you only sold 10 million records and you got to pay costs on that 10 million, it's not as much as people thought it was, because you was thinking they were getting that whole $9.99 and $13.99 that y'all wouldn't pay for it at warehouse. But now y'all more educated, y'all done learn that the artists only get 80 cents to $1 a record. And so my whole point is, that's all that I remember. You know, the slaps, the slaps here. Y'all got people walking in, making Suge seem like a serial slapper and all of that. You know, going to Jermaine Dupri parties and all that. But all of that stuff been debunked. It's all explainable. But I get your point, John. But I'm not going to let you sit up here and compare slaps and beating niggas out of money to a fucking pedophile. That is the worst thing you can be to me, is a motherfucker that want to have a lady or mess with a kid. Because y'all see how our girls are now. I just watched the funniest shit. I've been laying up all night last night watching Little Woody and Charleston fucking White. Girls throwing themselves at them on the dating shows or whatever. Charleston fucking White, women throwing themselves at. My point is, if you want some pussy, you can get some pussy. Peace.
I wanted to ask, so the government is mounting their case as far as trying to prove why Diddy should not get bail on this third attempt. They cite that he's a danger for the community, obviously because of his funds and what he's able to do. And they cite a number of things where he paid people's rent and did various things to try to, keep them loyal. Do you agree? Do you feel that he is a danger to the community if he were to be put out on bail? Or do you think that he should be given that opportunity to bail out? What are your personal thoughts?
My personal thoughts is, what have they done to others? I put out on a video that Harvey and all of them didn't get out. And I did some more research, and I think they got out, but they just messed up, and they got, taken back into custody. So my whole point is, if a person got in these situations, got bail before, even if the nice, who's a serial rapist? I don't even know no motherfucking serial rapist that's big. But if a serial rapist got a bail, he just wasn't able to afford it, then I believe just because you're rich, you shouldn't be, no favoritism, and just because you're poor, whatever a bail amount is set for a person that was in that area. Now, we know Diddy shit is, we have never experienced nothing like this. I know a lot of y'all want to play, oh, yes, we have. We heard of the Epstein tapes and all of that, and Harvey, yeah, not with Diddy, because I don't remember too many of those people being accused of being underage kids and stuff like that. And so, and plus, a lot of this stuff happened and it wasn't really in the United States territories, as I call to understand. Maybe wrong on that. But my whole point is, Diddy should, whatever the law requires, I think Diddy should get. Now, y'all got to understand though, but when you have other things involved, like we all thought is coming out that maybe that's not accurate, that he was calling a witness, a grand jury witness, 100 some times. When when his bail was denied. We all thought, we all heard about. We saw that tape, which that's domestic violence, y'all. That's domestic violence, y'all. I hate to say it. Niggas that did that to females before. It was bad. We just saw it on tape. But anybody who grew up before in the 90s and pre-OJ and all of that, people used to do their women like that, unfortunately. And so my whole point to that is, that's assault. That's bad. Yeah, that bill, if he would have got a car and arrested that day, his bill would have only been $50,000 for that he did to Cassie. $50,000 is all the bill would have been in the state of California. Okay. What y'all did learn, did y'all hear that? Did y'all learn? I don't know if they catch it or if y'all caught it, that I learned this week that guess who was in the room when that shit happened? A fucking sex worker was in that room. A male prostitute was in the room sitting in there while Diddy did all that. And y'all see how Diddy was dressed, right? That nigga, he didn't have no clothes on. He was naked. So, I don't know. I was flabbergasted when I learned there was a male escort in there when Cassie ran out of that room. She must have wanted to get down that day, or she didn't like that Diddy was getting, she got jealous that Diddy get it. I don't know. But my whole point is on the bill is Diddy has the resource and all of that. I'm one that want to believe that everybody has a right to bail unless you did stuff that would revoke that bill. And that's why I think we got to get some guidelines where it's not just based on a judge, where you do this is your bill. You rape a chick, this is your bill. You commit murder, this is your bill. It shouldn't go up based on, now you can add it because you got more victims or whatever, or you have more, murder cases or whatever, or if it's no bill, then that's just what it is. I think we got to get some uniformity in states and in federal to where that is what the bill is, because then you have situations like this where you feel that this person was treated wrong, or you feel like this person was treated, too lenient or whatever. I'm a proponent of that because I believe in rich get treated as the same as poor. Poor gets treated the same as rich. No, it don't happen. Not that naive, but that's what I would like to be. That's why I always say, we live in America, don't we? America, this is what's supposed to go on in America. It's not like other countries where they just make up the rules as they go. Now, y'all got to remember, Diddy has been accused of blowing up cars, doing all of this. But what the government is saying that he's going to do or can do, he can do from jail. If I want to intimidate or use my money to influence victims or whatever, you don't think I got an attorney that I can say, hey, go do this. Tell so-and-so, tell Roger Bond, tell whoever's still loyal to him to go and talk to this person and make this happen. Whoever I was going to have to do it on the street, I can still get word to them to do it from behind bars. And you have more time to think. You're a little bit more rational when you're doing stuff like that from behind bars than when you're doing it spontaneously on the streets. So that would be my take. I'm not up here saying Diddy should have bail or shouldn't have bail. I'm just saying I want a uniform bail procedure. They have them basic, for basic arrests in the states, in the different states that you have. But they do change. A DA can go, or a cop can go and call what they call a commissioner or bail bond and get your bail raised up higher by explaining certain things or saying this is what happened. This is more extenuating circumstances. But somehow now, hopefully this will make us get a uniform bill procedures, or it just be where you do this, you get accused of raping 5 victims or more, you have no bill, or your bill is $100 million or whatever. I just want a uniform bill system. Would be my take, John.
Okay, did you happen to see this? So Ray J did a interview and he was asked about Jaguar Wright and he was quoted as calling her the queen of lies. And he said all of this because he said, she's made up stuff about him and that he knows is not true and that, no one should talk bad about Beyonce because she's never done anything to anyone. Given the fact I know you have a truce with Jaguar, but I also know that she's said things about you in the past as well. Do you agree with Ray J that she is trying to tear people down by making up things for her own financial gain? Or do you feel like she really believes the stuff she says and these are things that she's either overheard or that she's heard from people within the industry?
No, I think she just reads very well, and she knows how to act. Jaguar missed her calling. Everybody knows and say she sings well. She sings, she do a great job of singing. But that bitch is a great actor, actress. I said actor, I meant it, but actress, right? It'll be funny I want to hear what Ray J saying that she lied on him about. That would be what I want to hear.
Well, just to tell you real quick, what she said was that he was involved with Whitney Houston's death and that he was the reason that Whitney Houston passed away.
Well, if people have been convicted lately of furnishing narcotics to people, so yeah, I don't know. But I don't believe he was the one that got her hooked on whatever she died from or whatever caused her to fall asleep in the bathtub. Don't believe that at all. Because I believe I know for a fact that she the one that turned Bobby out to that shit. So she had been on those drugs for a long, long time. Okay, but let's not get on Whitney because I still love Whitney. But Jag is definitely someone that just make up stuff and throw and add it, and she know how to present it. She's great. She know how to express or say things to make us be entertained. Is what I honestly believe. I think we give her too much credit for being an insider because she wasn't the type of chick that were around all these people like that. They were not exposing her to that stuff. But I believe she's a great researcher and she know how to express it to you guys to make you guys believe that what she's saying is true. I would admit some of the things that she had thrown out there and she spoke and repeated and repeated and repeated has came to be truthful or to happen. But I bet her battery percentage is a lot lower than what y'all think. Y'all give people credit for getting one or two things right, and then y'all believe everything they say is true. I wish Tevin Campbell, when he threatened to sue her ass back in 2020, would have followed through with it. But could Tevin Campbell really sue her? Because we have heard all of the things about Quincy Jones and Tevin Campbell before. And then I forget what she pretty much said that he said or was doing, but we have all heard those type of allegations about Tevin. And so my only point is Jag is a researcher. Jag is very, very entertaining, but I'm telling y'all, somebody's going to take the chance and sue her, take her little car, or whatever show where those people gonna be like Gene Deal and Art and Tyron and all of them about to be in trouble for, where they gonna have to be giving her money under the table and not being able to claim that money that they getting for doing the interviews, because the numbers that Jag is getting, trust me, she's getting $10,000 to $15,000 a month, and you go straight to that YouTube channel and give them a judgment, and then they're gonna have to be giving money to her another way, is what's going to happen. And so she better slow down, better rethink it, or learn the word allegedly, or I heard, or something like that real soon, and get those words in her vocabulary and start trying to come off as factual. Because a lot of stuff that she said might even be true. But if you can't prove it, you can't prove it. And that's why everything I say over here, y'all always hear come back. Always hear come back a year or two later to be factual. Can y'all really sit up here and tell me one thing that we put out over here that wasn't maybe a date wrong or something like that? That was an outright lie. But I can call y'all heroes on YouTube. You tell me one. You tell me one. And I'll tell you a lie or show you a lie that they said. Speaking of that, I know a lot of y'all been checking me in the comment section about saying, Gene Deal. Y'all know I am not a Gene Deal apologist at all. Gene Deal did say on Doggy Diamond channel this and that. Well, if you really go and listen to it, that ain't what he said. But like I said, he insinuated it. But the interview that I heard, because y'all got to remember where I was 4 years ago. I was laying up with a fucking tube in my mouth, tube coming out my stomach. Couldn't move my arms and legs or anything. On a ventilator, if y'all really do the time, 4 years ago when Gene did that interview on Doggy Diamond channel. So I never heard that particular one. But the one I heard was this one on Vlad channel.
After Pac got killed, and we heard about, somebody got a check or something like that. Zip came up on my man's spot because, he used to always try to, show him new cars and everything. Every time he got something new, he would come on the block, our block, and show it to us, either to the game room or on the block when we was cooking or whatever we were doing. And he came up there, and I heard TK Kirkland interview with you. He said he got a check for $5. It wasn't no check for no $500,000. Zip had a check in his right back pocket, and that check was for $1 million. He said he got Jimmy Henchman got him the check from Barry Hankerson or something like that. Barry Hankerson, I think, there was a Leah uncle or manager or something like that, gave him that check for Black Ground Records. That's what he said. Follow the paper. I didn't know he had a record label. I didn't know he had a record company, Black Ground label, but that's what he said he got the check for. You understand? Mm-hmm. I'm not the only one that's seen the check. There's other people that I'm not going to mention their name, but they know, they know who I am because we already discussed it and talked about it. You understand? And I told people that I was going to let the people know. He had a check for $1 million. But he said that Jimmy Henchman got it for him from Barry Hankerson for Black Ground Records.
And ain't that what I repeated that Gene said? My whole point to that is, don't ever tell me again that Gene don't lie. Because he definitely did a remix on that version. If you listen to Doggy Diamond, we're not going to play that version for me because y'all all done heard that. But apparently a lot of y'all missed what he said on Vlad channel. Peace.
Okay, speaking of, certain YouTubers opening themselves up to be sued or, making things up to defame people. I wanted to get your take on this, and I don't know for sure if anything's going on, but I did notice that, 50 Cent, who's notorious for posting and making fun of Diddy throughout this whole situation, his Instagram seems to be pretty much wiped out of all Diddy posts. The only one that I could find that was still up was of Diddy riding the bicycle before all this went down, and the caption literally just had the LOL. He wasn't saying anything derogatory, but I wanted to get your thoughts on that because he was so well known and he was so relentless for going in on Diddy, and now all of a sudden all his stuff is deleted.
Yeah. You could take it two ways with 50. 50 could, and this is what I believe. Y'all know I had never met 50 Cent before in my life. I never met him. When he was in his heyday, I was kind of just over there at E1 working behind the scenes doing consulting. Wasn't really hanging with Shug during those times. And so, I'm saying all this to say, but 50 to me come off as a dude that really not big on wanting to be considered a snitch. And so he don't want none of his posters or anything, I believe, to get Diddy in trouble. Y'all got to remember, 50, Baby Mama, and Kim Porter, I don't know if y'all know this or not, and Kim Porter, they lived on the same property in Toluca Lake. And so their kids got history together. Their kids and stuff got history together. And so I really believe that's why he's a big supporter of Kim Porter. He was taking Kim's side and riding so hard on Diddy, which a lot of people he never really exposed and hadn't put that out there. But I really think that 50 laid off because he don't want to be involved in it, or he don't want to be considered the person that got Diddy put in prison. And so I think he's really playing big on that street code snitch stuff, or don't want to be considered a snitch thing. Because as y'all see, a lot of people, that's the new thing now. Accusing Reggie Wright of being a snitch, accusing Big Meech of being a snitch, accusing everybody's a snitch, But then the snitches are all popular. Everybody that's been accused of being a snitch, all popular except me, on YouTube. You can go back to Little Woody and all of them. This motherfucker on dating shows now and stuff. But I'm thinking and I'm hoping that that's where it came from. That's where it's going. Could he have been contacted by the government? That's usually where it goes. I'm not saying that. I'm not hoping that. But that got to be also thrown out as well. I'm not saying that he was at any of those parties or anything. But I'm just saying the government might have been like, hey, what's going on? And guys like that generally don't want to be involved or being advised that, hey, they about to come your way. They want to talk to you. And so that could be why he pulled all of that stuff down on IG. There's a rumor out there. Some YouTubers I have heard, not no major platforms and stuff like that, is reporting that 50 has been contacted, not 50, that Diddy law team have sent cease and desist out to a lot of people to quiet them and silence them, such as 50. Well, if he sent it to 50, he would have sent it to Gene Deal. And Gene Deal hasn't been silent yet, so I don't believe that. So that would be my only take. But I did find it interesting that 50 Cent has erased most of his things about Diddy off of his IG page. But has he did it about Rick Ross? And if he did it about Rick Ross, then maybe he's just trying to clean up his image. But if he hasn't did it on Rick Ross or anyone else that he usually troll or Floyd Mayweather or anybody? Which I tell you, I hope he don't pull that one off, because that was my favorite one. When he tell my boy Floyd, shout out fucking Floyd Mayweather. I hear all of that stuff you're doing in New York, man. I'm glad to see a black man take his money and invest it and buy that $500 million worth of property in New York City. Man, keep that stuff going generation for your kids and your family. Make sure you have a good trust, and you can add Reggie Wright to your trust as well. But anyway, but other than that, man, that would be my only take. John, is I think 50 is taking the route of, hey, I ain't gonna be the nigga to get that nigga put in prison because I ain't a snitch like that. It's the route I think 50's going.
Okay. There is a interview segment that's making the rounds on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, all that stuff of Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
Right now, my publicist is like, please God, don't say any more. What's my party trick? It all depends on what kind of party it is. If it's a party for little kids, I could transform into Maui. They all start to gather around. I know it's a lot, the hair, the bod. When you're staring at a demigod, I make my pecs bounce and the kids go crazy. It's awesome. It was an adult party. Well, with tequila, I do this thing where I can pick up a grape. Not with my hands, not my feet, not in my mouth. Right now, my publicist is like, please God, don't say any more. Don't, please.
Where he talks about being at a late night party and that it's an adult party and that he has this unique skill for being able to pick up an individual grape, not with his hands, not with his mouth. Did you see this clip, and do you have any thoughts about it? Because I know you like The Rock, so I just wanted to get your thoughts on that.
I say, John, you're killing me, man. You got me talking about 50, now you got me talking about The Rock. These are two niggas I like. Oh, man. I don't know what the hell Rock talking about. I don't know why whoever was with him wasn't like, bro, what are you saying? What are you doing? Hey, be quiet, because niggas be just talking. Unfortunately, man, I think Hollywood, y'all call it Hollywood, or when you been around all of this weird stuff, you start seeing it acceptable, like it's cool. So if you didn't pick it up with your mouth, you didn't pick it up with your hands, and you didn't pick it up with your elbows, what else could you didn't pick it up with your feet. What else could you pick it up with? Gotta be your asshole cheeks, right? Oh, Rock, come on, man. What the hell? I don't know, John. Don't know what to say. Maybe he's trying to get ahead or something. They say it's people that's famous from L.A. that's on the tapes. That's very, very recognizable. If it ain't Jamie Foxx, if it ain't Kevin Hart, and if it ain't The Rock, and if it ain't Denzel, and now I even have to put Snoop Dogg in it, if it ain't one of them, who's bigger than Diddy on the West Coast? Okay, I may say Dr. Dre. Who's bigger than Diddy? Okay, LeBron. But who's bigger than Diddy, right? Don't let me find. Oh, God bless America. Don't let it be The Rock Johnson. Come on. I know. The only thing I want to believe Rock did wrong was took some steroids once in his life. That's all I want to believe. Man. Don't know what to say. I don't get it. I guess being funny going wrong. Well, let's mark it off to that. Trying to tell a joke going wrong. Yeah. I don't know what The Rock talking about. Maybe it's the egg test treatment that Suge Knight was talking about when they did it with grapes. Maybe this nigga said, I can't put a grape up there. I mean, an egg up there, but I can put a grape. I don't know. I don't know, Big John. I don't know, though.
Reggie, can I get your opinion on something? I know you've spoken on it before, But I wanted to get your thoughts on Ed Lover being as adamant as he is that Tupac had nothing to do with the stretch hit. I know you witnessed something in Death Row that made you feel otherwise, but I wanted to get your thoughts on him being very adamant that there was definitely no involvement with Tupac.
Yeah, John, I know this is something me and you've been talking about privately when you even asked me, like, Reggie, why are you so adamant about that? Number one, I ain't been adamant about it. I just said it just made me go, and something to make me raise my eyebrow when I saw, like I said, this particular guy that wasn't around as much, come from New York, went to New York, came back from New York, and as soon as him and Pac saw each other, they greeted each other with a great hug. And I knew he had never met that dude before in his life, but he showed him a great appreciation. And then this guy was around with us for about a month or two. Tough. And that's all I said. And I said, y'all can take it where it want. I also said that it happened on a year to the date of the anniversary, and I don't believe in coincidence. But this is something me and you've been talking about. And I know, and we talked about it, and we talked about it. And I said I wasn't going to expose it. I ain't going to make niggas really understand Reggie Wright and John and Bond first don't be over just lying, throwing shit out. If I speak on something, it's because it's factual. I'm going to let y'all listen to the lyrics on this particular song. Break it down. I'm going to let John, because John better, because y'all know I'll mess up the words. But John will explain the words to y'all, and so y'all can understand it and comprehend it. And hopefully y'all can understand what Reggie Wright be telling y'all. Because y'all believe everything Tupac said in his music is factual, right? He just don't make up shit, right? Y'all listen to this.
5 shots changed my whole life. Bros was slick. Niggas died by my orders when I broke this shit. Though we go back like wild nights and Latin quarters. Niggas tried to kill me, and I fed their wife and their daughters. Blazed the weed, drank they seeds. Gave them cash, passed the fame, and let the game go rolling past. Why you change, niggas? It's a cold world, taught me like retaliation proves niggas never caught me right. Say they shot me in my nuts. Out of luck, quit bullshit, nigga, cause I'm still fucking yo, bitch.
That's all we got to say over here on that subject, John. After that, we're going to leave it alone. Y'all believe what y'all want, but y'all stop questioning Reggie Wright over here. Tell them the name of that song, John, and where they can find it.
The song is You Don't Have to Worry. That's the title, and it's on Until the End of Time, or you can listen to the original version. The lyrics weren't changed, but you could listen to it on YouTube. Okay, Reggie, so I was on YouTube the other night, and I saw a live stream with this guy that's exploited the Tupac community for, I don't know, 15, 20 years now. But he had Keefe D's son on a live stream with him and about 20 viewers. I didn't know if you saw it or if you have any opinions about this person trying to, buddy up to the Davis family.
Yeah. It's so unfortunate that a person don't want to admit that he got it wrong, or just sit back and wait and let the judicial system play out this course, and then make a judgment from that. He's been putting out documentaries accusing me of murder and other people of murder. And now that the judicial system had came out and going to take it to court, in which this is what we're supposed to be about, go to court and let the jurors get all the evidence or the facts and let them make a decision. But this particular guy builds his whole channel, his whole little career off of the assassination of Tupac, right? Now, and so you would think that he has some love, which I know he don't, but that he, was doing this for justice for Tupac, right? This dude is out here now offering to do GoFund pages or things that are similar to GoFund pages to raise money for Keefe D's family. I don't get it. I don't understand how y'all go and support this man. If you don't like Tupac, you hate Tupac, and you're an enemy of Tupac, then I totally agree with you. Go and ride. Ride with him. But why would you want, and why would you support somebody that's out there purposely trying to muddy up the investigation? If it's not factual or whatever, that's one thing. If you find out and you can prove something's a lie, then I'm all for that. Help people out if Keefe D's innocent. But just because you don't want to prove or be wrong on your findings that you can't prove, that you have said before, that you don't believe anymore, that people that worked with you have said, we got it wrong. I got it wrong. I want to apologize to this person because I've been accusing him of murder. He had nothing to do with it. And now you are that much of a scumbag where you going to go and be trying to raise money to help support a grown man? This is because he said he's his son. This is a motherfucking 30-something-year-old man that's addicted to prescription drugs, and you want to help him keep his drug habit going? You's a piece of shit. Keep supporting a motherfucker like that, y'all. Y'all need to think about that. For those of y'all that still believe Reggie Wright is guilty of shit like that, you stupid for coming over here supporting me and watching me and listening to me. Or unless you're just trying to get to the truth. You're trying to hear it out and be like, let me see. Let me hear what he got to say. I can respect you for that. But to keep just trying to muddy up the investigation, you done made your money. You done made over $1 million off of this shit over your lifetime or over the lifetime of it. You ain't got to keep doing DVDs and stuff like that to continue to exploit this situation. Now that there's something that seems to be the truth out there, let it play out. But to go and be asking people to raise money for them, you's a piece of shit. Peace.